Rare subtropical storm Daniel hits Libya, causing flooding and havoc. Mediterranean storm Daniel unleashed its fury upon Libya on September 10, leaving a trail of flooding and destruction in its wake. The subtropical storm is part of a series of powerful storms wreaking havoc worldwide as the global climate crisis starts to enter an acute phase. Libyan authorities took precautionary measures, closing 4 oil ports. The state-owned National Oil Corp, NOC, declared a state of maximum alert on September 10 in anticipation of a possible hurricane making its way towards the country. What makes this storm particularly unusual is its subtropical nature, occurring in the Mediterranean during July and September. The Mediterranean region is not typically associated with such weather phenomena.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نداء استغاثة نداء استغاثة نداء استغاثة.
Raslanov, Zuaitina, Briga, and Essidra ports have been shut down for at least 3 days, a decision confirmed by a senior NOC official. Furthermore, the NOC issued directives for all affiliated companies to curtail movement outside oil sites, restrict mobility, and halt flights between fields. The aim is to safeguard industrial facilities, production lines, storage units, and other critical infrastructure from potential flood damage. Contingency measures may include evacuating personnel and equipment from vulnerable sites. Storm Daniel, which had previously battered Greece and Turkey, had been downgraded to a subtropical storm by September 9. Despite this downgrade, it posed a significant threat to Libya, with forecasts predicting severe effects for the nation, according to the Middle East Meteorological Service Arab Weather. The Arab Regional Weather Center issued a report on the storm's progress, noting its arrival on the northeastern coasts of Libya and Benghazi. The report highlighted the potential impact on areas such as Benghazi, Al-Marj, Al-Baida, Shahat, Derna, and Tobruk. High-speed winds ranging from 120 km/h to 180 km/h, coupled with substantial rainfall of 50 to 150 mm, were expected. The storm also brought the risk of lightning and thunder, particularly in valley and mountainous regions. Social media footage portrayed scenes of heavy rainfall in the city of Al-Marj, where rescue efforts were underway to assist families trapped in their homes due to the deluge. Efforts to clear rainwater runoff paths were in progress. Benghazi bore the brunt of the storm, with reports of collapsed buildings and trees, resulting in substantial property damage. Libya, a major producer of light, sweet crude oil, exports the majority of its production to Europe, accounting for about 85% of its exports. Domestic refineries have been plagued by damage from conflicts, rendering many offline or operating at severely reduced capacity. Additionally, Libya sells a significant volume of gas to Europe. Meanwhile, Egypt's meteorological authority, EMA, issued a warning on September 10 indicating that Storm Daniel, which had hit the eastern Mediterranean, would reach Egypt a day later. The EMA noted that by the time the storm had reached Egypt's west coast, it would have significantly weakened. Nevertheless, the country was expected to experience unstable weather conditions from Monday to Wednesday as a result of the storm's influence. Arab Weather Center says eye of Storm Daniel has hit Libyan coast. The Arab Regional Weather Center issued Sunday report now, 2 on the developments of the Mediterranean storm Daniel, which began its direct impact on the northeastern coasts of Libya Sunday morning. pointing out that the northeastern coasts were affected by the storm, including Benghazi, as the latest satellite image and the center's analysis showed that the eye of the storm had entered Libyan territory, while clouds were still on their way to several Libyan cities in the coming hours. The report warned that the areas extending from Benghazi, Al-Marj, Al-Baida, Shahat, Derna, and Tobruk would be affected by high-speed winds of 120-180 km/h, accompanied by very heavy rains reaching 50-250 mm, in addition to the occurrence of lightning and thunder due to the flooding of valleys and torrents, especially in areas of reefs and mountain slopes. Footage published by people on social media showed scenes of heavy rain in the city of Al-Marj, and at the same time, the managing council of the municipality of Al-Marj said that the work of rescuing families stuck in their homes due to the rain was still underway, adding that opening rainwater runoff tracks had been underway since the early morning hours. Also, footage from Benghazi showed that a large number of its areas were affected by the storm, with buildings and trees falling, causing major losses to people's properties. The expert at the National Center of Meteorology, Mayedin Ali, confirmed that the wind speed would decrease Monday and the effects would disappear, so that the winds would be calm next Tuesday throughout the country, calling on people to take caution and not to stand in the paths of the valleys. Ali added in a press statement that the storm would move eastward, passing through the areas of Jagbub and reaching the border areas with Egypt. The Libyan Prime Minister designate appointed by the House of Representatives, who Osama Hamid has announced that there will be two-day holiday, Sunday and Monday, in eastern Libya for all sectors across the country, except security, health, and emergency. These reports say Storm Daniel has headed to Libyan coast with strong winds and heavy rainfall. Hamid called on all mayors across Libyan eastern cities to evacuate residents from areas where flooding would be expected to take place, urging security and health apparatuses to declare a state of emergency during the time of Storm Daniel. The Arabia Weather Center said Storm Daniel was moving toward Libya from the Mediterranean, saying the country could see heavy rainfall, flooding, and thunderstorms. Footage from Libya, especially coastal cities like Tripoli and Misrata, showed heavy rain and strong winds sweeping through the cities and flooding main roads. The Arabia Weather Center also expected active wind speeds and sea waves heights of more than 3 to 4 meters, threatening to submerge some coastal areas. The storm, which has officially been named Daniel by the National Meteorological Services in Southeast Europe, has lashed a number of countries, including Turkey, Bulgaria, and Greece, with several months' worth of rain, flooding homes, businesses, and roads. Libya has shut 4 oil ports as a precautionary measure, while state-owned National Oil Corp declared a state of maximum alert on September 10 before a possible hurricane headed for the country. Ras Lanuf, Zuaitina, Briga, and Es-Sidra ports will be shut for at least 3 days, a source familiar with the matter said. A senior NOC official confirmed the port closings. All companies affiliated with NOC must reduce movement outside oil sites, restrict movement, and stop flights between fields, the NOC said on X, the platform formerly called Twitter. Ports and shipment movements should also be monitored, and steps taken if necessary to protect industrial units, production lines, storage units, and facilities from floods, NOC said. Steps may include removing workers and equipment from sites. Hurricane Daniel, that had hit Greece and Turkey in the past few days, was downgraded to a subtropical storm by Sept. 9 and was expected to bring severe effects to Libya, according to a report by Middle East Meteorological Service Arab Weather. A storm with subtropical features in July/September in the Mediterranean is considered rare and could bring heavy rain, strong winds, and turbulent waves. High-speed winds of 80-120 km/h and rain of as much as 50-250 mm carry risks of torrents and floods in some cities, it said. The NOC had only a day earlier report that Libyan crude oil production had reached 1.208 million b/d with condensate output at 48,000 b/d. The divided country's oil sector has been extremely volatile in recent years due to factions vying for political and military control of its economy. Libya, which produces mostly light, sweet crude, exports the vast majority of its production, with some 85% going to Europe, as several of its domestic refineries are offline or at severely reduced capacity due to damage from fighting. Libya also exports about 7 million cum/d of gas to Europe,